Pivot tables let you transform raw Excel data into calculated values. So today you're gonna learn how to build this pivot table from scratch using a data set on Spotify Music. After watching this video, you'll learn how to work with rows, columns, values, and filters, all features that are part of the pivot table. By the end, I guarantee that you'll be able to take this fundamental topic and apply it to any other data set that you work with. With that being said, let's dive right in. Okay, over here is our CSV dataset, and you can download this by going to the description below and clicking on the Kaggle dataset link. And from there, you should see a button that will let you download this as a CSV. And so now I'm going to convert this into an Excel workbook because doing that will allow me to add some features like the pivot table that we want. So I'm over here and I just clicked on save as, browse, and then instead of saving it as a CSV, we want to save it as an Excel workbook. All right, so now that we have our data set formatted as an Excel workbook, we can get started. I'm gonna explore the data a little bit more. So we can see that this shows data on the top 100 songs in Spotify Music. And we have a lot of different columns. Some of them are numerical values, others are just plain text values, and we have information like the total streams in billions, beats per minute, acousticness, and the song title. So I'm going to be focusing on only a few columns in this data set, and I'm going to show you that later once I actually start building the pivot table. But for now, I'm going to worry about converting this into an Excel table. And so I'm gonna do that by just clicking on Control A and then click on Format as Table over here inside the Home ribbon. And then click on any, doesn't really matter design, I'm just gonna go with this one. And click on OK. This will make the whole pivot table more dynamic, because if I were to add new data into this data set, then if I already had a pivot table attached to this table, then the changes that I make in this table will be reflected in the pivot table. So it just makes everything more dynamic. And now let me actually create the pivot table, and it only takes a few clicks to do. So we just have to go to this insert ribbon and then go to this pivot table button, click on that, and then our range is going to be this whole table, this whole Excel table that we have here. And I'm gonna put this in a new worksheet. So I'm gonna click on OK. And now we have the worksheet that contains the pivot table. And in this sheet, we're able to drag in different fields into the different boxes that I'll be talking about. And obviously right now it's just random stuff because I was just dragging in random fields. So I'm just gonna get rid of that real quick. Notice here that these fields in this pane, all these fields refer to the columns that we had in the original Excel table. So the 4 columns that I'm going to be working on are the song title, and then the total streams in billions, and then the release year, and the artist country. All right, so let me go over the rows and the columns boxes first. So over here in the rows, if I drag over this field called song title, we can see that it fills up the whole pivot table with all the different values from top to bottom. So I like to think of the rows as pretty much defining the structure of our pivot table from top to the bottom. On the other hand, we have the columns box, and let me drag the song title field over there. And so you can see that this defines the structure of the pivot table from left all the way to the right. And I'm not gonna scroll all the way there because there's a lot of different songs. So let me just go all the way back here. And I don't like the way that this table looks when the song title is part of the columns. So let me move it back over to rows. Okay, now let's talk about the values. And the values is pretty much the meat of the table. It's the body of the pivot table that shows all the different values corresponding to either the rows or the columns. So for the values, we should drag over this total streams in billions. And when we do that, you can see that each value for that field corresponds with each song that we have, which is part of the rows. And notice how this automatically created a calculation on the field when we dragged it over here. And that's because whatever we put into the values box will have some automatic calculation performed over it. So in this case, it's a sum, but I could change it to whatever else. Like if I go to value field settings, I could change it to count, average, max, min, or whatever. But I'm just gonna stick with sum for this video. And I believe it makes the most sense in this case. What do you think would happen if we switched the song title and the total stream in billions fields? Well, if we try that, then you can see that the table, it shows the different values, but the pivot table doesn't really make sense because it's automatically performing a count calculation for our song titles. But there's no reason for us to count the number of songs unless that's what you're actually trying to do. But in this case, I don't want to do that. So I'm going to switch it over to that. And let me just pause for a second here. Do you see a problem with the current pivot table that we have? And it doesn't have to do with anything about the formatting, because the formatting looks pretty solid to me. But the problem is, if you haven't noticed before, that this pivot table is pretty much showing the exact same thing as our original table, because our original table only has one song per row. So that means that this sum of the total streams of billions or in billions is literally the same as the value that we're seeing over here. So the message that this pivot table contains isn't really necessary because we can just look at the original table for that. So to make things look more interesting, I'm going to drag in another field called release year, put it down over here, and you can see that we have the release year for that song along with the total streams in billions. And when we have multiple fields in a box, the order of how we place them matters. And so in this case, because the song title is on top of the release year, this song title is treated as a parent category. And so this isn't really helpful to us because we know that every song corresponds to one release year. So if we switch that around and we say that the release year is the parent of the song title, now we can see that it's more interesting because we can have multiple different songs that are released in the same year. And another thing that I want to add that I haven't talked about before is sorting all of these values. And so in Excel, it's really easy to do that. We just go to this data ribbon over here and click anywhere that contains the value that you want to sort. And then we just click on sort and then click on either smallest to largest or largest to smallest. And I'm gonna go smallest to largest, click on OK. We can see that all of these values are sorted in the right order. And so we can see that the song with the most amount of streams is all the way in that bottom for that corresponding year. All right, last but not least, I want to talk about the final box called filters. So filters is very straightforward. Let me just drag in this field called artist country, and we can see that it puts something on the top of the sheet. This filter allows us to only view all the other values based on whatever value we selected for the filter field. So in this case, I selected the filter so that the songs and the release years are only showed if they correspond with an artist country of Canada or Spain. And if I want to look at another one, let's just go with USA, and we can see that we have a lot more songs that had the artist be from the USA. It's really nice because having this filter allows the pivot table to be more interactive. All right, thank you guys so much for making it all the way to the end. I hope you found it helpful. And if there's any questions that you have, feel free to drop it down in the comments below. Anyways, if you want to see more Excel content, then make sure to check out these videos over here. So hopefully I see you in one of those 2 videos. And again, thank you guys so much for watching.